Hey guys, Brent here, and I was trying to photograph these girls jumping off the rock over here, these surfers, and a massive wave came and splashed me, and I got water all over my camera, so I had to run back quickly. That's why you always bring a towel with you, and I just had to wipe my camera off to make sure that the salt water doesn't get into the electronics, because then it's going to be dead. So yeah, good idea to bring a towel down to the beach when you're photographing near water. So my next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to photograph these surfers over here. Alright, so photographing the surfers in the background, because it's action and movement, I'm going to focus on the shutter speed of this camera. So what I've done is I've set it to time value or time priority. So basically what that means is I can adjust the shutter speed on this camera, and then the camera takes care of the aperture and the ISO. I've actually got the ISO on automatic ISO, and I've got the camera locked on a fast shutter speed. So I'm going to go 1,250th of a second shutter speed. So that's a really fast shutter speed. It is a bright sunny day, and what the camera's telling me is when I shoot at 1,250th of a second, the aperture is f5.6, which is quite wide open, which gives me a very shallow depth of field, which I want photographing these surfers. Another thing to think about when you're photographing sports or action, and especially if they are people in the photographs and you're not shooting wildlife and that type of thing, is make sure that the people, their faces are facing towards you, or they are doing the action coming towards you. So I'm going to photograph these surfers coming towards me. That way I can get the expressions on their faces, and I can get the action and movement from the surfers as they are moving and surfing these waves. Another thing, that I'm actually shooting on a high-speed drive on this camera, so that means that it takes a lot of frames a second. So I've got, I think this camera is about 6 or 8 frames a second. So when I photograph, it goes da-da-da-da-da-da. I'm shooting a lot of frames a second so that I can capture that action as they're surfing. I get 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I can choose the best peak performance photo from the series, and I can delete the rest, and then that's the one that I can show online, or I can share with the surfer or with the people that I'm photographing afterwards. Anyway, oh, there we go. Someone's surfing their wave. Oh, here we go. A couple other things when you're photographing action like this is you want to zoom right out on your camera. So you want a long focal length lens. So I'm shooting on this 24 to 105. I'm shooting at 105 millimeters. So I am shooting and I'm getting the surfer as close as I can to me. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's great. Little girl surfing their wave. So a long focal length, you zoom right in, a very fast shutter speed, and you let the camera take care of everything else. Also, if the subject is moving towards you quite rapidly, the one other thing you can do is you can change the autofocus from one-shot autofocus, which means as you press the shutter release button, it'll autofocus, and then from there onwards, as you hold it all the way down, it will fire the camera, but it'll keep that original autofocus point. You can change it to AI servo, which is the tracking autofocus. So as they're coming towards you, as you're pressing the shutter release button, it'll autofocus fire, autofocus fire, autofocus fire as they're getting closer to you. But these guys are quite far away, so I'll use one shot, and I'll just press my finger down every now and again to capture, so that it will autofocus and then fire wherever they are. So those are the secrets or the tips when you are photographing moving surfers. Long focal length, fast shutter speed, and you might want to try a different autofocus if they're moving closer towards you. Anyway, this is Brent. Hope you enjoy these tips. Have a great day.